Hello and welcome to this Hembury Woods on a very early morning in early May, and I've come here, I've got up extra early this morning to come and listen to one of the wonders of the natural world, the dawn chorus. Very early in the morning, it's just past 5. I had to get up about 4 o'clock and make my way up here, and there's a bit of a moon anyway, so the birds had started singing just after 4 o'clock. Just a few birds to start with. Blackbirds and robins start to sing very early, and as it gets a little bit lighter, as the sun starts to rise, still below the horizon at the moment, the other birds start singing. So we've got the wren singing very loudly just to our left here. One of the smallest birds in Britain, but it's got one of the loudest songs for its size. It really belts out its song there. If you get up very early like this, you can hear all the birds are singing, all the birds that are around. They don't all sing during the daytime. You occasionally hear birds singing, but at dawn, all the male birds anyway are all singing. They've all got up before it's really light enough for them to go off and feed. They all get up and they let each other know that they're still around. So the wrens are all singing, there's song thrushes singing, and a lot of blackbirds I can hear singing in the distance as well. The best places to hear the dawn chorus is really if you get onto the edge of the wood like we are in Hembury here, and you've got a bit of scrub, a little bit of bracken and bramble. There's a real rich diversity of birds, so you'll get a real soundscape. It's actually a wall of sound all around us. And one of the birds singing just above us here is the blackcap. There's a very strident warbling call. This bird is a migrant. It comes up from, it winters down in the Mediterranean, a few winter in Britain, and they move up usually during March. So this one's been here a few weeks already, and it's probably got a nest, or the female will have a nest down in the brambles here. Well, it's worth getting up early in the morning to listen to the dawn chorus. It's an absolutely fantastic thing to hear. Just listen to all those birds all around us. It's a little bit tricky if you don't know how to identify the birds. It's probably easier to learn them during the daytime when just 1 or 2 birds are singing. But one of the most distinctive ones you can hear is the chiffchaff. And it just says its name, chiffchaff, chiffchaff, over and over again. Pheasants. I presume that's a pheasant song. That's about all they got really. They just make a quick call like that. Bumblebee, and you hear wrens and crows, and in the distance I can hear a garden warbler as well, so we'll go and have a wander over there to see if we can find that one. garden warblers stopped singing, but I think it's because there's a nest in here and I can hear it, little alarm call there. There's something definitely going on in there. Now, these birds nest just off the ground, so they'll be in some low brambles, just under the bramble leaves in the top of the clump of brambles. And this is a classic place here for garden warblers to nest. It's very close as well. I can't see it though, they're very elusive birds. You can often hear them singing or calling, but you try seeing them and you get a few glimpses of this little grey bird. It's often sounds in nature that draw you to specific events, so there's obviously something going on in there. There could be a predator around, but it's probably more likely that there's two garden warblers having a bit of a scrap. I don't know. It's just one of those unusual things that you're wandering along and think, well, there's something happening there. It'd be worthwhile just having a sit here and just see if you can see what's happening. Now, some of the birds' songs are very, very simple. There's a blue tit singing just above us. It's just sounds very short. You hardly know it's a song at all, but you know that all the birds are singing at the moment. So whatever they're doing is probably their song. So that's the simple blue tit song. And we've got the chiffchaff's simple song. But then other birds like the warblers particularly have fantastic songs, like the garden warbler, which disappeared now. It was singing here just now, but hopefully it will start up again, and that makes a fabulous bubbling song. It's a bit like a blackcap, and it's quite a grey bird as well. It's a bit nondescript looking, but for me it's one of my favourites. I always come up to Hembury Woods to listen to the garden warblers. There's several pairs which nest here, and they make this beautiful bubbling song, the male, as he bubbles away, singing rapidly, trying to, at the moment, defend a territory. He's probably got a female here already who's got a nest, and he'll be singing up in the trees early in the morning. One of the classic calls of Hembury Woods at this time of year is the willow warbler. There's a lovely little fluty whistle, sort of descending, slightly sad sounding, but it's a beautiful little bird. You hear the male singing up in the top of the tree. He'll sit there defending his territory, and the female, I expect there's a female around, and she'll be nesting down on the ground. And actually, though these birds, called willow warblers, they don't actually nest in willow trees or anything like that. They actually nest right down on the ground. So in amongst the little grass tussock, in amongst a little bit of bracken, the female will build this beautiful little mossy dome-shaped nest, line it with grass and a few feathers, and then she'll sit in there and lay a little clutch of eggs, and she'll sit on those until they hatch. That takes about 2 weeks, and then the young are fed in the nest for a further 2 weeks before they fledge. The lovely willow warbler. This tiny little bird, it's amazing, but just a few weeks ago that bird, tiny little thing, was way down south of the Sahara, so it spent the winter right down there, and it's flown all the way back to Hembury Woods, and maybe it was probably born here last year or the year before, and it's flown that enormous distance and then come back. One of the wonders of nature. It looks almost exactly like a chiffchaff actually. The chiffchaff and willow warbler are very, very similar birds, but they've got completely different songs. So we can hear, at the moment, we can hear chiffchaff and willow warbler singing at the same time. So the lovely fluty call of the willow warbler and the chiffchaff. There's the chiffchaff. And there's the willow warbler. They're quite easy when they're singing. This is a better time to actually learn your bird songs, just after the dawn chorus is finished. And here we've got a Goldcrest singing up above me here. It's Britain's smallest bird. It's absolutely tiny, but again, like the wren, it makes quite a loud song for its size. The Goldcrests are usually found in, they're like pine trees, but in Hembury woods they nest probably in amongst the ivy on the trees here. You can see there's a good nesting site for them in the ivy-clad oak there, so that's probably where it's got its nest. Or it's advertising. These males are advertising. They're either got a female and they're defending a territory against other males, or they're advertising the site to females. So the Goldcrest here will come in, sing in this oak because it knows there's a good patch of ivy here, and that would be a good place for the female to make a nest. It's amazing how quickly the dawn chorus is over. You really got to make that special effort to get up early. Get out for about, this is early May, about 8th of May, and you really need to get out about 5 o'clock, and then it lasts about half an hour. You get that wall of sound all around you, and then after that there's still quite a few birds singing, but it's much quieter. So we've got the old willow warblers, you can hear the chiffchaff, song thrush in the distance, but it's much quieter now than it was. The best mornings to come out and listen to the dawn chorus when it's reasonably calm. You don't want it windy or rainy, so get a nice calm morning and make that special effort to come and just stand in one place. And you could just go out in your garden or wander nearby, you know, up into the edge of the woods is a good place. But anywhere where there's a bit of scrub, there's a few birds, you'll get blackbirds singing, and you get this lovely soundscape of birds all singing all around you just for about half an hour or so. It's really lovely to listen to. I walked a little bit further into the wood and you can hear a blackcap singing, and what's really dominant song here is the song thrush. There's a song thrush mixed with blackcap. Now song thrushes are quite distinctive because they repeat their call, so their song is a series of repeated little phrases, so they'll repeat. There's one. And then it will do a different one and it will repeat that. I can hear a blackcap over there and a blackcap here, and they often set each other off. So one blackcap will start singing and then its rival over there will be like, oh yeah, I've got this patch and I've got this patch, and they'll do like a song duet between the two. And these are some of our loudest, you know, songbirds. So we got the blackcap really going for it, and the song thrush as well, which again, it's not a very big thrush, but it really does belt out its song. Sometimes imitates other birds as well. In here I've had, tend to get lesser spotted woodpeckers in here, which are quite elusive, but I've had a song thrush. There was one which used to do a perfect lesser spotted woodpecker call, so much so that I thought it was one to start with, until I heard it singing at dusk when lesser spotted woodpeckers don't usually call like that, and I tracked it down and it was this song thrush. One of the special birds which you get in Hembury woods is the pied flycatcher. It's a tiny little bird, smaller than a sparrow, but it flies up from goes down to sort of south of the Sahara and winters down there. And then in the springtime it flies north and it nests in holes in trees, and also really readily it goes into nest boxes. So if you've got woodlands around here, these pie flycatchers move in and use the nest boxes. So they're doing really, really well at the moment. There's lots about. In here we've got, in Hembury woods, they still nest. There's a few nest boxes around, but they will nest in old woodpecker holes and other holes in trees. And in this little stump, this little dead alder stump in front of me here, there's a pie flycatcher, and the male's just been sat in the trees around singing, and I think at the moment the female will be in there sitting on her eggs. We've heard some amazing bird song in Hembury woods. Tomorrow I'm going to get up early again, but go a little bit closer to home to go up to the old church on the hill in Buckfordsley and see what the dawn chorus is like there.